could spend the next 52 weeks telling love stories, but you have heard them all already. The evil empire, as I like to call him, has run roughshod over this league since his first year. He has the highest all-time winning percentage of any team in league history, the most FFL championship game appearances, and is tied for the most playoff appearances in league history. And who do we chalk up all that excess to? Well done, Wags.
That was coming.
Nobody prepares more for the draft and looks at the next 13 upcoming weeks to manipulate matchups to maximize his trade offers. To his credit, he is what the league is all about, although he famously once said he was quitting the league, and the league would not be the same without him. At which point, Chap said, "See you, dude." Keeps Verizon and AT&T in business during the seasons, and has more famous quotes such as, "We all value players differently. The draft were held today." Of course, he says these things as he's fleecing another one of his usual suspects. Last year was me who fell prey to his charm. My ass is still sore from it. JR is not here, but only season he ever missed from the 35 that we are embarking on was season number 1. He was more busy getting laid from Steph while the rest of us dorks were playing fantasy.
This is true.
Once we got the original bad boy of the FFL in our league, he has never looked back. One of my truly favorite owners of all time, not because he famously told Love to go fuck himself. Answered 500 phone calls and texts, but because he used to fire bottle caps at the rest of us during draft, but because of his undue loyalty to the office of the commissioner. Nobody has my back more in this league than JR. Must be because of the 5 a.m. wake-ups and rides he used to give that summer of 1986 on campus where we stayed on the landscaping crew. And it also led me to see Lenny Bias getting wheeled out on a stretcher that fateful morning. Rest in peace, Lenny. Kudos to JR for turning his life around for the better, and despite his bringing Francesca to the last 5 drafts. I still love you, by the way. Derek Jeter called and said he needs some new shingles on his roof. All right, the remaining members of the Fab Four, as I like to call them, the longest founding members of the league. Fro, one of the original founders of the league, and unofficially Fro was probably the league's first commissioner, as he used to keep the weekly stats box scores in season number 1. The team name has gone through a few name changes over the years, from the Zephyrs, maybe the gayest team name in league, to the War Pigs.
Can you say that?
Fro in college was always the life.
Can you delete that, please?
Fro in college was always the life of the party and the guy the girls liked to hang with. Wags infamously named him Meat in college. As to why Wags was looking down in that region, well, that's no
man.
Fro hasn't exactly had the most illustrious FFL career when it comes to league success. He must be too busy watching late-night movies instead of football, as there is nobody in the league of movie savants that likely knows as much as Fro. If he took the same dedication to fantasy football, he might have more than one FFL title.
Touche.
And probably a few less trades with Love. Wags. Waggy has taken more punches from our league than Rocky Balboa took from Apollo. We all love to abuse him, nobody more than me over the years, for his 9 million trades with Love and being his de facto minor league team. To Wags' credit, he has always taken it very well, and it surely hasn't stopped him, although he might want to remember that elusive fantasy title a few years ago was largely attributable to the lack of trades with the evil empire that he has. His texts have gotten a little questionable, to put it mildly, over the past few years.
Agreed.
And we all know when we need lotion applied to us who to turn to. I guess we should have seen the handwriting on the wall back in college when he used to run around the dorm in his slippery when wet Speedo underwear. Wags was always the first person to want to play strip Uno and never seemed to want to win. The second St. John's transfer to come to become a Terp and the first roommate of TK, Wags has been one of my best friends since the day he arrived in Cecil Hall. His temper was an issue in college, but he has mellowed over time. We will always abuse you, Wags. Just know that it's not going to slow down over time. By the way, tell Suzanne hello when you roll over in bed tonight. Country boy, last but not least. From the day Fro, Wags, and I met Steve, We thought this guy was the biggest redneck we ever knew. Here we were, three guys from the Northeast, and we figured, what's the deal with this guy from Maryland who likes country music? Little did we know that all of us would go on to love country music more than he does. You were a true trendsetter, my man. Winner of the first ever Fantasy Bowl over yours truly. It took country about another 3 decades before we won another one. Again, maybe a few less trades with love might change that. Nobody in this league is a nicer guy, and every girl in college always said country was the nicest guy in the dorm. There's an old expression that nice guys finish last. In fantasy, that is. My best man and one of the league's true historians. You can always count on country to bring his enthusiasm to the league each year. Really hard and unbelievable that our kids are now living together in college. It's been an amazing run, my man. Here's to many more years. Thanks, boys, for your patience, for this long-winded toast. Now let's go drink. With that, we got dinner reservations, so thanks for your time.
Rubio.
Good stuff. John.